Welcome to Hodgepodge, where we turn skeins of yarn into wearable art. Today I'm super excited to walk you through the steps of making a gorgeous V-stitch beanie, a perfect project for both beginners and experienced crocheters alike. The V-stitch pattern gives this beanie a unique texture that's not only stylish, but also super comfy. If you're ready to add this amazing accessory to your crochet collection, don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe for more fun crochet tutorials. Now grab your hooks and yarn and let's get stitching. Today we'll use a size H 5mm crochet hook. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver yarn. It's a medium 4-weight yarn, so you can use any medium 4-weight yarn you'd like. This colorway is perfect pink. You can begin your hat with a magic ring or start with a slip knot like this. You can make your slip knot any way you feel most comfortable. This is how I make mine. And we'll chain 4. We'll join with the slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring. Now if you pull on this a little bit, you'll find the ring. It's right there. Now we'll chain 4. This counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. Now working inside the ring, we'll work a double crochet. And now we'll work our V-stitches. This counts as our first V-stitch. So we'll work 3 more V-stitches. V-stitch is double crochet, chain 1, oops, let me get that back on there, the chain 1 and double crochet. Now we have 2 V-stitches in the ring. We'll work 2 more. Double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. And we'll work 1 more V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. You should have 4 V-stitches in your ring. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we'll join with a slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the beginning chain 4. Now we'll slip stitch into that first chain space, just like this. We'll chain 4. Now we're going to work 2 V-stitches in this first chain space. So in order to get the first one completed, we have to work a double crochet. And that completes our first V-stitch. And then we'll work another one. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So now we have 2 V-stitches in that first chain space. The chain 4, right there, and the double crochet. And then the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now for round 2, we'll just keep doing the same thing. We're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet twice in each of the next 3 chain 1 spaces. So in other words, you're working 2 V-stitches in each chain 1 space. There's 1 V-stitch. We're going to put another one right there in that chain 1 space. Now we're going to hop over to the next chain 1 space, this one right here, and work 2 more V-stitches. There's 1. I'm going to put a second one right in that same chain 1 space. There's 2. We're going to hop over to the next chain 1 space, which is right here, and work 2 more V-stitches. There's one. And we're going to put one more right in there. Now we'll join with a slip stitch in the third chain from the beginning chain 4, right here. For round 3, we'll slip stitch into that first chain space, just like that, and we'll chain 4. Then we'll double crochet in that same space. Now we'll skip to the next chain 1 space and we'll work 2 V-stitches in that chain 1 space. There's one. And 2. So you have 1 V-stitch in the first chain 1 space and 2 V-stitches in the second chain 1 space. 1 and 2. Now we'll skip to the next chain 1 space and work 1 V-stitch. We'll skip to the next chain 1 space and work 2 V-stitches. And you'll keep working in this manner all the way around the round. Skip to the next chain 1 space and work 1 V-stitch. Skip to the next chain 1 space and work 2 V-stitches. Skip to the next chain 1 space and work 1 V-stitch. And in the last chain 1 space, work 2 V-stitches. Now we'll join with a slip stitch in the third chain from the beginning chain 4. So for round 4, we'll slip stitch to the first chain space and we'll chain 4. We'll double crochet in that first chain space. That's our first V-stitch. In the next chain 1 space, we'll work 1 V-stitch right there. In the next chain 1 space, we'll work 2 V-stitches. There's 1. And 2. So you've got 1 V-stitch, 1 V-stitch, and then 2 V-stitches. And that's the pattern for round 4. In the next chain 1 space, we'll work 1 V-stitch right here. In the next chain 1 space, we'll work 1 V-stitch. And in the next chain 1 space, we'll work 2 V-stitches. There we are. In the next chain 1 space, 1 V-stitch. And in the next, 1 V-stitch. And in the next chain 1 space, 2 V-stitches. And keep working in this manner all the way around the round. So there we are. Now you should have 4 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. And your hat kind of looks like a square, but we're going to grow it now and it'll turn into a hat, I promise. So now all that's left is to grow the hat. So we're going to slip stitch into that first chain 1 space and chain 4. Then we'll double crochet into the first chain 1 space to create a V-stitch. And all that's left is to find every chain 1 space and put 1 V-stitch in every space. So we'll find the next chain 1 space and work 1 V-stitch. You'll put 1 V-stitch in each chain 1 space all the way around the round. When you get to the end, you'll join with a slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the beginning chain 4. Now for the size that we're making, which is a newborn size, you want to keep repeating this round over and over again until you get about 5 to 5.5 inches. So I've finished my hat. Isn't it cute? I think it's adorable. It's so tiny. You want to remember that you're going to put a brim on your hat, so it's better a little bit shorter than too long. Mine measures about 5 inches, which I'm happy with. So I'm going to switch now to a K-hook. And the reason why I'm switching to this hook is because in the next round, not this one, we're going to be working in the back loop. And you want these stitches to be a little bit loose so you can get that loop. We'll begin this round by slip stitching into that first chain 1 space right there. Then we'll chain 1 and we're going to single crochet in that same space. Now we'll single crochet between the next 2 double crochet. And then we'll single crochet in the next chain 1 space. And then between the next 2 double crochet. Right there. And in the next chain 1 space. And we'll keep working in this manner all the way around the round. So you'll be putting a single crochet between each 2 double crochet and in each chain 1 space around. Now I'll switch back to my H hook, chain 1, and I'm going to flip the hat inside out a little bit to find that inner loop that's right there. And that's where I'm going to put my hook, right inside that inner loop. This will push these stitches out and it'll give it a nice look when we're done. So we're going to work a single crochet as normal. There's the next loop right there. And I'm going to put my hook right underneath that loop and work a single crochet. And then we'll find the next loop, which is right there. And work a single crochet. And we'll keep working in this manner all the way around the round. Find that inner loop and work a single crochet. There's one more right here, and now we'll just join to the beginning with a slip stitch. Mine is a little tight. There we are. And there we go. I think the brim just finishes the hat off beautifully. Now we'll just snip our yarn and we'll weave in our tail. So I like to go through a stitch right here and pull. I pull the knot a little bit and then I go back up through a stitch just like that. And then I go back down through a stitch. Just to hide that knot a little bit. Then just weave your tail and cut your yarn. Don't forget to cut that tail that we began with. If you started with a magic circle, make sure you weave your tail first before cutting it, otherwise your hat will come apart. And there we are. The hat is complete. Now we'll make the bunnies. I'm going to use Karen's Simply Soft Party, but you can use any yarn you want here. I would lean more towards a thinner 4. Karen's Simply Soft would work here. Maybe a thinner cotton yarn might work really good for you here. Or you could even use a light 3-weight yarn. So for my hook, I'm going to switch it up to a D 3mm. And we're going to start with a magic ring. I wrap my yarn around my fingers like this, go under and over and pinch, take it off of my finger, and then wrap the yarn around and chain. And to start the bunny, we're going to chain twice, so one more chain. Now these 2 chains do not count as a stitch. So in the ring, we're going to work 12 double crochet. We'll pull the ring to tighten. We're going to join to the top of the first double crochet. And there you have the bottom of the bunny's body. So now we'll chain up 3, just like that. And we're going to work 5 half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. Working with such thin yarn and a small hook is not my favorite thing to do, but we're going to get this done. There's... oh. Okay. There we are. That's 1. And 2. Three. 4. And 5. Now we'll slip stitch into the join on the bunny's body, just like that. And we'll bring our yarn in front of the bunny's body to continue working on the other side, just like this. So we're going to put another 3 half double crochet in that same chain space. Okay, so we'll move our stitches over a little bit and arrange our bunny's head and slip stitch into that first half double crochet. I'm gonna get it. There we are. There. So now we have the bunny's body and the bunny's head finished. Now we'll do the ears. To make the ears, we'll chain 7. And then we'll slip stitch right into the join. That's 1 ear. We'll chain another 7. And we'll slip stitch into the join. And that's the second ear completed. And there's our bunny. Now we'll snip the yarn, leaving a tail, and just finish off. Pull that tight. And we're almost done with this bunny. Isn't it sweet? I think it's adorable. And before we finish that bunny off, we'll make the other bunny facing the other way. So we're going to start the bunny again with a magic ring. Under, over, and pinch. Take your fingers out, yarn over, and chain 2. That does not count as a stitch. Then we'll work 12 double crochet in the ring. Pull the ring tight to close. Gonna make sure I have 12. Yep. And we'll join to the beginning double crochet. Now we'll chain 3. And we'll work 3 half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. There's 1. Oh, let me do that one again. There's 2 and 3. Now we'll slip stitch to the join on the bunny's body. And we'll bring that working yarn in front of the body and continue working in that chain space. So we'll put 5 half double crochet in the chain space. I'm going to pull my stitches up a little bit and we'll join to that first half double crochet. Oops. Let me pull this a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to work the ears. So we'll chain 7. There we go. And we'll slip stitch to the join right there. Oh, I'm really struggling with this yarn. I'm going to pull that back 1 and make 1 more chain. Okay, let's try that again. We'll slip stitch to the join. Nope, 1 more time. We're gonna get it. There we go. There. Now we'll make the second ear. Chain 7. And slip stitch to the join. Just like that. We'll cut the yarn, leaving a long tail, and finish off. And our second bunny is finished. Well, almost finished. Our second bunny is it needs a tail. And then it'll be finished. But for right now, the body and the head and the ears are done. Look how sweet. Now because I started my bunny's body with a magic ring, I'm going to weave in the tail from that ring now. I'm going to make sure that I do the same thing for the second bunny so it doesn't come apart. There. Now we'll just set these little bunnies aside for now and work on the tail. So I have this really old skein of Studio Samples by Nicole. I don't think they make this anymore, but you can get any light 3 yarn, or you can use a really thin 4-weight yarn like Karen's Simply Soft. So to begin the tail, we're gonna work a magic ring and a chain 1. And then in the magic ring, we're going to put 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll pull the ring to close. And we'll join to the first single crochet. Just like that. And then we'll just cut our yarn and finish off. Now we'll grab our yarn needle and we'll take the tail that we just finished off and thread it on the needle. Oops, let's try that again. I'm really struggling with this thin yarn today. There we go. And we're gonna go straight through the center of the ring. Right there. This is the way I like to finish off my tails. Then we'll give it a nice pull. And isn't that sweet? Now we'll tie it off so it doesn't come undone. This is the way I like to tie. I wrap around twice and then pull. And one more time, just to be sure that it's safe. Wrap around twice and pull. Now we'll go through our bunny's body and sort of position the tail just like that. I think that looks cute. And we'll tie it on. Do the same exact thing for the second bunny. Look how cute. And now we're ready to stitch them onto the hat. So grab your hat and a bunny. And all that's left is just to position the bunny on your hat where you want it and sew it on. Now I like to go up and down through the stitches, but really you can sew it on however you want, however you feel most comfortable sewing it on. There! It's all sewed on. The only part that I didn't sew were the ears. So the ears are still unsewn. But isn't it cute? All that's left is to sew the second bunny in the same way. So I'm going to snip these tails because they're a little long for me. And you can hide these tails right behind the bunny when you're sewing. And I'm going to put my bunnies like this, facing each other. You can put your bunnies however you want on your hat. I'm just going to thread my needle and position my bunny and sew. Now I'll just tie a knot and weave in my tail. I'll just fluff the ears here. And how sweet is that? Look at how adorable this is. It's so tiny, so small. I'll just fix it right here. I think I want these to be on this side, so I'll just put them this way. There we go. And that's a wrap on this V-stitch beanie tutorial. I hope you found this video helpful and are now inspired to create your own. Remember, the beauty of crochet is in the versatility. Experiment with colors or yarn types. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Hodgepodge for more crochet adventures. Until next time, happy crocheting and keep those hooks moving.